Hello, it's me again. So, as I said in the last episode, it ran a bit long, so I cut it in half. What you're about to watch next is the second half of the last episode, part 6. Enjoy it. It's the finale. I did. And now it's about to begin. Now. Oh, it wasn't Oscar. It was bloody... Lily making coffee. And Heinrich is carrying the pizzas. I think I only need a couple of those things. Right. Do we get to talk about this? No. So I get to go kitchen. I just couldn't see who it was clearly enough. Lily is making coffee. Little kitchen catch up. And Heinrich, not Heimlich, is carrying pizza. Okay. It was quite hard to see, but now I was making guesses based on the visual acuity available to me. But this right here, disrespectful. I don't have time for this. She's seen the chicken pizza. She's pissed. Chicken pizza. I did notice that. I'm sorry. People don't think sometimes. But shit like this is why I don't go to Kyiv. Okay. They need some manners. But you think I like it when people eat pork? You know, I didn't even want to be here. But I'm only here because Nimpt. You're here because you saw a chance to whitewash your business and get paid doing it. Suck it up. And let's make some money. Okay, I'm glad the game is acknowledging the very weird situation of having accepted diets that include fellow citizens. I guess that's what happens when you have a world that's people and animals mixed together. He's shown no respect since the moment I arrived. It's true. I mean, it is a little disrespectful. And it's a bonus pizza too. He didn't even need that pizza. Alright. Okay, is that everyone accounted for? No, there's one person missing. And that person is... Oscar. Let's ask Heinrich about it. So, Carol was angry with Alexander. It's an act. She's outraged because she wants you to get on her side. More slop for her audience. Ah, so you don't think she's actually angry? Who cares? People just need to get on with it. That's why I pay Eleanor, and I'd pay for 3 more of her if I could. If you really piss her off, you know what she does? She'll take 5, smoke, and come back. Carol would still be clocking around. Okay. So. Let's go back into the scene. Can we find Oscar? Right. We're definitely looking for Oscar, right? There's only so many places a man could be. There's those 2. Can't really go out there. Is he around the corner? Nope. Is he in the game? Let's go over here. see if we can see anything from their point of view. Yeah, we saw all of this. Where are we? Right, let's poke our head in up here. How far can we get? Not far. Aha, here we go. Ah, so he's making cocktails. Of course, I mean, Jesus Christ, you're an idiot, Stuart. He's making cocktails in the bloody room with the cocktail shaker. Ah. What a twat. Making cocktails. Hello. A couple of mojitos for the boys and another martini for me. Maybe a little more rum in these mojitos. Okay. So that's accounted for that. He's making the cocktails. Is he adding any extra gun? Don't think so. Rummity rum. Craft rum. Everything seems above board. A little extra rum doesn't hurt anybody. Yep. So it's just this time slot we don't know about. Oscar making cocktail. Right, let's talk about it. You a cocktail person? No. Give me a beer any day. But I have plenty of guests around and many of them are. I don't think Oscar drank anything else. Cool. Okay, so I think Carol is my main suspect. I'm finishing this episode. I am not. I really thought this would be a short half-an-hour episode where we just mopped everything up, but here I've run around. How do we? What are we missing in terms of where Oscar and Eleanor are at this point? What's Eleanor up to here? Let me remind myself. Okay, she's chatting about that. Posters are printed. Hand me a drink. My back is killing me. Ah, her back was killing her early on. That was a clue. Okay, at the same point. Okay, so that's Heinrich and Nimt. Anyone in here? I can't see Oscar in there. Right, what we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, Oscar's doing the monologue. So after Oscar does his monologue, half an hour later, they go down the stairs, have a little slip, blah, blah, blah. Where does she go? So, ordering dinner. Downstairs is where the spillage is. 2 people in the games room. What are... Eleanor isn't making a cocktail. Oscar isn't making a cocktail. They have cocktails. But at this particular point, they're not making them. This is pre-movie. What's the deal between Eleanor and Oscar? Would they have any reason to interact with each other? I haven't written many notes, and I'm looking at basically nothing. So maybe she's in the music room printing out an email. I don't think anyone's in the music room before around here. What's that? Fire pit, concourse, kitchen, games room. So this is the first time I think we see the music room, right? Oh no, this is the music room. So let's just have a quick pop into here. Yeah. So there is a pen here. No email. And now at this point, right? Blah, 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 blah. I think there is an email. I think that's the email. Oh no, this is the email. Here we go. Yeah, I think that's the very email. So what the hell is this? And then if we go into the mirror dimension. Where are we? No envelope, just the email. Do we have envelope? No. Do we have email? What can we do to an email? Reading an email? At some point this email appears in the music room. Now, Heinrich himself could have printed it out and brought it down from a different place. Or Eleanor could have put it there. She's just unaccounted for and invisible at the moment. Oh, music room. No. Is she printing an email? Is she hiding an email? No. Okay. I mean, that was more of a... There was no evidence for that. It was just a bit of a stab in the dark to piece things together. You are meant to be keeping track of these things, right? Too Nimpt. But Nimpt is accounted for everywhere, isn't he? Yeah, Nimpt, 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 Nimpt. So I'm guessing here, Nimpt has brought the email down. Right? He said, look at this email I got. Is Eleanor writing a letter at this point? Because there is a letter in an envelope. No. I'm kind of tempted to go for the murder at this point. I just don't understand what's happening here. There's a missing slot. So obviously there's a few things floating around in my mind. I don't feel confident, you know? I've got Carol committed the murder in an act of passion, but she'd have to like move quickly. She had the knife in her hand before the window opened up. She had a hidden knife. She'd have had to absolutely leg it. And back again, but cover it up by just sticking her bloody hands in it. I think that's the strongest evidence we've got, to be honest. So I'm kind of tempted to go for it, but I might use the fox again just to ask about this. I just don't understand what I'm missing here. I don't like asking for help, but I'm just feeling a bit confused. I need a small nudge. It's also kind of nice to see how this like little hint system works. So Fox will give you one clue to a scene you haven't unlocked yet. E.g. for the tutorial, there's a smashed glass by the table. All right, small nudge. There's some cigarettes near the fire pit. Do you know who smokes? I was chasing up the cigarettes. I was thinking about the cigarettes. Okay, right, music room. Or fire pit. I guess it's the fire pit area. Would be Eleanor in this place. I don't know why I didn't just guess it, to be honest, because I know the location and I knew who smokes. I didn't need to know the time of day. Yeah, that's where she is, right? Okay. All right, I should have been able to get that. I had that thread in my mind. of, you know, I'd looked at the cigarettes, I'd realised that Eleanor was a smoker, and I didn't just be like... I think my brain thought I didn't have enough information yet to just go for it, but actually, I had the location, I had the person, and I had the action. That's all I need. I didn't need to pin it at a certain time of day. I just needed to, like... I know who was smoking on this stoop. So... Oscar was there. Probably comforting Eleanor, to be honest. If she's blowing off steam. No. Complaining? Yeah, okay. It's going to be something like that. That was a bit wishy the way I did that, but it was on vibes. Alright, so they're both sitting out here. She's smoking it up. They're both smoking it up. Sure. I think we've made a mistake. We should focus on the creative core. The director, the cameraman, the actors. All the marketing is focusing on Alex. After all the things he's done, shouldn't we think of the children? Shouldn't we think of the children? You know what I mean. I'm talking to you because people listen to you. You've carried this whole film. That's probably why your back is hurting so much. But if we take a step back, don't you think we're saying that the real way to get famous is crime, blackmail, murder, violence? Oscar, we're not changing it. Okay. Meanwhile, in the fire pit. Nothing much here. Okay, this hasn't pieced it all together for me in ways I would like. Have we accounted for everything? I think we have. Congratulations, you've discovered the whole evening. Feel free to revisit earlier scenes to help piece it all together. Remember, during the time period, no other scenes can be found. When you're ready, solve the murder. If you get it wrong, don't worry, you can guess again. Let's see what Heinrich has to say first. So Oscar was unhappy with the marketing. Unhappy with everything. Ah, a bit picky then. Heinrich counts off grievances on his trotters. The cuts, the screen time, who got which press interview, the biggest name on the poster. Okay. You fucking name it. So what was this problem? Not being the center of attention. Oh, the press is on Alex, not him. It's a better story, but it doesn't want to hear it. So he's been hard to work with then. Eleanor doesn't stop complaining about him. Okay, so Oscar's beef. We said Oscar didn't really have a beef, but his beef was more Alex stealing the limelight. Killing Alex only draws more attention to Alex, if we're being honest, right? So I don't think that's a good motive for him to kill Alex. Like, pure annoyance, yes, I guess. But in terms of getting what he wants, no. So why did he get hired? He got good press from the dancing show and he was cheap. Magic word, that one. Alright. So I think we're going to go with Carol with the knife. We've seen her hiding a knife. We've seen her annoyed that he's eating her kind. We've seen her annoyed that he belittled her. She's annoyed and on edge in general because of the way business is going and that she's getting bad. It's like the press is predicting her downfall. Obviously the fire pit. Carol. Bludgeon with bat, bludgeon with hammer, crush, drown, poison, shot with bow, shot with crossbow, shot with gun, stabbed with knife. Alexander. I haven't got a good explanation for how she got away with it. Like, but maybe she didn't clean the knife straight away. Maybe she cleaned the knife later. I'm not 100%. But in terms of like route one evidence, Carol makes the most sense. If we're going to go more circumstantial, there are other things. There was the thing about Oscar and Noah collaborating, but I don't really have much on Noah. I don't really understand Noah as a character, so let's go with that. Carol! Alright, if not Carol. What about the Noah stabbed with glass? Have we got that? No. Heinrich would know where the extra bullets were of the gun. Right? So he could have run out, shot him with the gun, put the gun back down, and he's the one that said they didn't hear a bullet. So the only evidence we had that there was no sound of a gunshot was Heinrich. It's just so tricky to kind of pull something off so quickly with all the people running around. Okay, I'm putting that one on the back burner. I'm going to go with... Okay, so my Kate giving him strong painkillers to knock him out and him falling on his own thing, I think is out the window because we know she gave the painkillers to Eleanor now. So maybe it is Heinrich with the gun. Because he's covering up his own... Like, we're basing a lot of stuff on things he said. It's too... I don't know. I don't know. No. Oh my god! I'm so bad at this game! What? What are the... What? I mean, there could be stuff in the pond. I'm just trying to think what is the direct evidence. I've got everything. The gun is there. Right, where is the gun at this point? Is it in the same position? Has it moved? No, the gun's in exactly the same place. Okay, no gun. I still think it's Carol, but how did she do it? It's not Carol. Who is it? Who is it? Who killed you? Okay, all the cocktail glasses are accounted for. Noah. What are my options? No, I'm not guessing. I'm murder. Stabbed with knife, stabbed with sword. I mean, you could have been shot with a gun. The gun didn't move. Obviously it's here. Obviously it's you. You weren't crushed. You weren't drowned. There's no sign of a... If it's shot with a crossbow, then there's no evidence for that. I didn't see any screwdrivers. I didn't see any sword. It's not strangled. It's either knife, gun, Maybe bludgeoned with furniture? Hammer. There is a toolkit. There was a screwdriver, actually. Hold your horses. Steady on. Anyone in the games room? Have you seen? Okay, there's no screwdriver here at this point. Let's keep track of the screw. There's no screwdriver here at this point. There is a screwdriver at this point. All right. Okay. So the screwdriver goes missing. Alexander in the fire pit. The screwdriver's not there. When Carol's in that room. Has she already grabbed the screwdriver? Is the knife the bluff? And the screwdriver is the actual murder weapon? Because we said the knife was too stupid because you could see the knife. But she can also hide a screwdriver. With the pizza box. I mean, that knife is a crazy knife to cut pizza with, but the screwdriver you might just get away with. Before we do that, how do we go to real life? Are we in real life? Let's go to the fire pit. So right here, there's a knife. No screwdriver. And in fact, we could probably go to the map, right? If we go to the games room, is there a screwdriver? There is a screwdriver. The screwdriver's back again. So is the screwdriver. Let's go here. I want to look at people coming back into the kitchen. I don't know if there's any hint as to what direction they've come from. What are you holding? Just your little glass. You've got that and the bucket again. Okay, no clues that way. Okay, where's the special mirror? And there's no screwdriver out here because the screwdriver is back where it came from. And they were all coming... They were sort of walking this way, so they could have walked any direction, but it's so easy. It's not that easy to go back through the games room. You'd have to go this way. Screwdriver's back. And then what? Which way do you go? It's tricky. What's the dialogue in this scene? I need a drink. Let's sit down. Police will be here soon. No one's holding a screwdriver. Could be in there. Could be in the whiskey bottle. Could be in the whiskey bottle, to be honest. that alcohol might do some good to, you know, washing off some evidence. But why would you? There's no, like, I don't have any motive for you. And he's sad because they were college friends. Okay, just checking for screwdrivers. I'm gonna go with Carol, but I'm less sure. But I'm sure it's the screwdriver now. This is just a matter of guessing who it is now. Don't think it's going to be Oscar. It doesn't make much sense. It could be Heinrich because he's just interested in where the money comes from. That's my, in terms of motivation, that's my next guess. What's the evidence though? How do we know who's carrying them? So my other thing was maybe Peter put the screwdriver in the bottle. Noah again is already bloody. Eleanor, I don't think has a good reason. Kate, a crime of passion. An affair gone wrong. I don't know. It's going to end up with me just clicking on people, isn't it? It could be Nimt. Nimt was sitting there, wasn't he? No, he wasn't sitting there. Noah, again with the pre-arranged blood. I don't know. I'm so bad. I'm so sorry. I've let the whole world down now. I'm just gonna have to be clicking on people. I cannot reason why. If it's not screwdriver, then I'm very confused because the screwdriver disappears and then reappears again. Is it crime of passion, Kate? I need it explained. Oscar could do it, but he's not. Again, it wouldn't help his cause. Oh, okay, it was Oscar. I don't understand. I need it explained. Oh. So Oscar deliberately tripped. As Alex stayed behind to pick up the glass, Oscar waited until the other two were out of sight and stabbed him in the chest. Not as subtle as poison, but Eleanor had taken the painkillers he was allergic to and sidetracked Kate before she did anything rash. Oh yes, he was allergic to painkillers, wasn't he? I mean, I thought about painkillers. For a different reason, but I forgot he was allergic to painkillers. God, that was such a like blatant clue that he said out loud. He's allergic to painkillers and something else. Eggs, I think. Oh, what a twat. I missed some pretty obvious things. I mean, it wasn't correct, but I missed the obvious red herring. Eleanor had taken the painkillers he was allergic to and sidetracked Kate before she did anything rash. Oh, so Eleanor... Well, she did say her back hurt. Was she lying when she said she wanted the painkillers? Or was she just like, just give me the painkillers, Kate. Just... But Oscar, this is such a terrible idea. The whole marketing is going to be about him now. And not you. You fool. I don't know what the major clues were that would lead me to it being Oscar. Like, obviously there were lots of people who had motivations. Everyone had access to the screwdriver. I wonder if I go into the bit where he falls, is it clear that he's got the screwdriver in his pocket or something? I don't know. What did I miss that was like, it is Oscar? Okay. Was that me or was it not? Was there not enough pointed out? He wiped the blood off a screwdriver with his pocket square. Okay. Okay, that could be a thing. He had a pocket square in his pocket and that came and went. That was probably a clue. That's a subtle clue, though. And made his way to the games room. Okay. There, Oscar left the screwdriver and picked up a dustpan and brush from behind the bar. Okay. So that was the clue that he went into the games room. Right. Because I had been tracking the dustpan and brush as well. Like, I felt a little fruitlessly, but I was like, no, I'm going to keep track of these. The dustpan and brush started here, and then at some point, they were holding it outside. That last little connection there. Okay, all right. He almost bumped into Carol, but before she could sneak away to stab Alex, Nims pulled her into the music room. Okay, so everybody's looking to stab. Right, so Carol would have stabbed him. But Nims is like, hey, think about this. Think about this, Carol. He needed to try and get some extra cash for the film. Oh, no. Okay, he was just like, Carol, can I just borrow you for a minute? I need your finances. That makes sense. Because the previous scene was like, we got to get Carol on board. So Carol was here. She put her... So with the weird knife, put the knife down. Done and dusted. So that's these two running to the kitchen to get stuff. Oscar looped through the hall by the fish tank and threw his now blooded pocket square in the bin. I mean, you're right. This was here the whole time and we never resolved what that was. That's a tricky little detail, though. So it was here the whole time, was it? And there's... Okay, very tricky. Almost. Okay, he's coming back with the big dustpan. Yep. Next. Then he heard the commotion and ran outside to join us. Oh no, whatever has happened? Meanwhile, oh no, she's like, oh, so Kate found him. And Carol was like, I've got to try to save him with my tiny little chicken hands. Honk. It was Oscar. I knew it right away. It wasn't my sixth guess. I'm amazed he looked at someone else long enough to figure out where to stab them. Plying him with drinks, getting him alone. So the fall was a deliberate fall. I got that part right. I had a lot of things that I was doing that were sort of right. I was tracking some of the right things. I had noticed, excuse me, bits and bobs. And just that last bit I didn't click together. And I didn't account for Oscar being an idiot. Because obviously, like I say, this is not a bad... This is not a good idea. It's not going to resolve your problems. And then driving a screwdriver into his lung. Well, it takes guts. But why do you think he did it? You're the detective. What do you think? I think it's just jealousy. I think he's just an idiot. So jealousy, he got too big too quick, and Oscar's career is a sore spot. Money, Kruger. Who the fuck's Kruger? Kruger was smarting for cash. I guess it's Oscar Kruger. And this was a decent way to draw publicity of the film. No, that would have been a motivation for other people, including you. Genetic predisposition to violence. Kruger's whole genetic makeup screams super soldier on the edge. Okay. Jealousy. I agree. Man's got an ego the size of a planet. Congratulations on solving the case. Let's get Oscar in a jumpsuit and me out of this room. Yep, no further questions. Do you think he'll want a mirror in his cell? It's a miracle he wasn't covered in blood, right? It was a miracle. Let's talk about that. But I guess screwdriver is like little puncture wound. You've got plenty of time to get away with it. He pauses and locks eyes with you. You know, red does look a lot like purple. Maybe you missed it. You should go tell your chief. He'll sort it out. I'm going to go back and look at some of the scenes. So, totally solved it. Let's get Oscar into some big clanky chains. I didn't think it all added up. Interesting. I was satisfied with that, but once again, we're relying on Heinrich's telling. I think in the conclusion, I think it did add up, but I'd like to check on the blood. I'm really curious as to what happens if I said I didn't think it added up. I'm gonna, out of curiosity, I'm gonna press this one. It didn't, did it? It's a good enough story until you actually see the house. It's wrecked. So that's what that was. So will they arrest Oscar? No. I got out to the house, closed it off with my team, and we've probably a day and a half before we realised what I've done. Right. We're not at the house. We've never been to the house. All of our being in the house is just told by Heinrich. And occasionally we saw a little flash of the house being torn asunder. Tables knocked over, things everywhere. And that was the real house. I kept forgetting we're not in the house. We're in the description of the house. We've got a day and a half before they realise what I've done. What have you done? Cleaned it up. That's not long to solve a murder. Fucking love it. 24 hours, 2 cops, 1 body. I'm all ready, partner. Let's go. See, now this is awkward. I've already got a partner, but those papers won't file themselves. 5 years ago, I caught the luckiest bunch of smugglers I'd ever seen. Always in the right place at the right time. How do you catch the luckiest criminal? They filed their taxes wrong. Confiscated their assets, and in the boss's office, I found a mirror. And the mirror also fucked up its taxes? No, but only because I know an accountant. What is this conversation? I'd like you to meet Max. He's in evidence. Bit rude, but that's life. I'm realising I might have to cut this final episode into 2 episodes. So you might see an abrupt end at some point with me explaining myself to them. Anyway. Is this the end? Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the greatest partner of them all? You know the rhyme is meaningless. I see everything. Max, Take us to the house last night, 10:43 p.m. Entrance hall. Okay. Wet. This is the actual state of the house at the end of the evening. Right, this is how we saw it. Oh my god. Good job it's in the sticks or the neighbours would have been pissed. Fish. Right, fish everywhere. Yep, we saw that. Smashed aquarium. Pizza listing. There's still a pocket square in there. Here they are. Well, there's that. Poker chips. Fighting over the game table, which we knew was... So he's not been stabbed yet. Where's everyone else? What's the truth? Maybe I'll just do this all as one episode. One biggie. Okay. Okay. That was pretty cool. The little... So... Okay, hang on. I'm just trying to understand what just happened. So I'm reading on the right here. In the full game, discover the real events of the evening. Watch the lives of the cast fall apart in front of you. Over 80 scenes to discover. Talk to everyone, dig into their histories, and once for all, discover once for all who killed Alexander Wolf. So we know... I'm going to get into the game proper. I'm just trying to understand. I think that last bit was just leading us from the demo to the actual game. The demo scenario was a tale woven by Heinrich. It was all fantastical retelling, and we pieced together an alternative history, an alternative thing that could have happened, but that's not the truth. And in the real game, we'll be in the same house, only with more access to the other areas we didn't have before, and more scenes, probably a longer timeline, more understanding of the characters and stuff, I guess, because if you're digging into histories and stuff. Okay, that was interesting. That was cool. It took me a little longer than I imagined to kind of get my head around the mechanics a little bit, and I made some fumbles by not noticing things, like I didn't look down the stairs, I didn't spot some things. I think some of that was on me. I liked the mechanics of... There are a number of ways of like threading the evening together. Some of it was just spotting people across the house. Some of it was noticing how different items moved in the house and who was using them and where they ended up, maybe. Some of them was keeping track of, I don't know, what people were eating, what people were drinking. I don't know how much of... I did keep track of that. I don't know how much of that actually came into play, but I saw. And I imagine it's a little bit more complex in the real thing. There's like more things going on constantly. Yes, it was good. And when we had that reveal, because when it was Oscar, I was like, I don't know. I don't know if it laid enough groundwork for it to be Oscar. I feel like it felt a bit random. And then when we went through the steps, I was like, oh, okay. Okay, there was the pocket square, which I can see now. Here. And part of me thinks, oh, that's such a tricky little thing to notice. But it was in the bin. And if I'd have followed through on resolving what that in the bin was. Because I resolved other things. I resolved the other tissue that was bloodstained. And other things like the spills. If I'd have made sure I understood where that came from, I may have figured it out. I think it's quite tricky. I think that's quite a tricky thing to notice, but I could have possibly done that. And also that he went to the kitchen, not the kitchen, he went to the games room to get the dustpan and brush. That is fair because I had been tracking the dustpan and brush. You know, there were a couple of scenes where he was holding it. We saw where it moved around. We saw it started in the games room, was there for most of the evening. And then he was holding it when they found the body, and he was carrying it back to the kitchen, and it ended up in the kitchen, I think, ultimately. So it was fair. I just didn't quite get there with it. I think I got a bit misled myself by the fact that it was a monumentally stupid thing to do. It was a crime of passion. But a passion that would ultimately, in my opinion, lead to the film being even more centered around Alex than it already was in terms of its promotion and celebration. So I don't think you helped yourself very much, Oscar. Yeah, interesting. I like the mechanics. I think I was a little bit bad at it. This game took probably twice as long as expected, but I was talking through things and blah blah blah. So I'll give myself that. Doing a let's play takes longer. Yeah, I thought it was good. I would definitely play the whole game, in which a whole different scenario plays out. I'm guessing the characters are going to be quite similar, but we're going to learn more about them, and obviously the events that happen in the evening are going to be different. Alex probably will die by a different method, and probably a different person. There were a couple of things in terms of... Well, okay, I might have to walk this back. I said it earlier. It was like, this is weird that we don't know how he was killed. Like, why haven't we looked at the body? We must know he was shot or stabbed or whatever. But understanding that actually we never went to the house and we're just relying on testimony is like, okay, fine. We didn't do it. We maybe should have talked to detectives who are on the scene, maybe, rather than just wandering around a pig's memories. But that's fine. That kind of covered things up. I think it's going to be very interesting. I wonder if that'll be a bit more nuanced to that in the full game, where there's a decent reason for you not understanding. Because there was a list of ways of him being killed. Stabbed, poisoned, crushed, bludgeoned, drowned. And it's very hard to justify not knowing which of those there are. I can understand you not knowing which of a few there are, like shot, stabbed, speared with a bow and arrow might all look kind of same, especially when he's face down in a pool of blood. But drowned versus stabbed, like, you know which ballpark it's going to be in when you've got that kind of list. So I don't know. I'm interested to see how it goes. But yeah, I think it was cool mechanics. I was sort of playing it in a slightly comical way, which I think it sort of had a comicalness to it, but it also had a kind of serious noirness to it. And people were talking quite seriously, and there was some serious subject matter in there. So I don't know. Maybe I approached it a little too comically. But there's a chicken getting angry about people eating chicken pizza. There's, there's a happy merging of tones there. Yes. So interesting. Good. Thank you to the developers for pointing out the demo is ready to play. Maybe they watched this. Maybe they didn't. If they did, maybe it's valuable to their development of the full game. And I will probably be playing that at some point after it comes out. I'll probably not play it straight away, because when you've got a detective mystery game like this, it's probably nice to allow a period of people actually playing it first. before you tear the whole thing apart in terms of revealing its secrets. Yeah, the end. That's it. The mob has spoken. Thank you very much for watching this. I don't know what I'm playing next. I have no idea. But I guess you'll find out when it comes. See you later. Have a good rest of your day. Thanks for watching this series. This short little series. Goodbye for now. Enjoy. Don't kill anyone.